Welcome to Healed, Whole, Called, a podcast centered on the healing power of Jesus and what it means to walk in wholeness and calling in real life. This is a space for honest conversations about faith, healing, and restoration, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, and how those truths meet us in everyday life. This podcast is supported by the Story Discernment Guide, a reflective resource created for those who sense they are carrying a story meant for more, but want clarity before writing, publishing, or sharing it publicly. The guide is designed to help you pause, pray, and discern what you're stewarding without rushing or pressure. You can access it at storycalling.info. And now, here's your host, Wendy Melrose.
Hello, everybody. Today's guest is transforming the way we think about posture, movement, and brain health. Dr. Brett Hill is a chiropractor, entrepreneur, and speaker who founded Experience Life Chiropractic and created YourPostureProgram.com, an online system helping people around the world improve their health by restoring proper posture. Dr. Hill believes that when we align the body, we align so much more. Through practical everyday strategies, he helps people look better, feel better, and move through life with greater energy, confidence, and clarity. His work reminds us that posture isn't just physical, it's a reflection on how we show up in the world. Yeah, so hello, Dr. Hill.
Hello, thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. So every chiropractor that I know, and chiropractic care is the only way that I take care of my body. I don't ever visit a medical doctor because chiropractors know so much more on a physiological level on what's going on with the body. So how did you get into this? I mean, did you wake up at 5 years old when they told you to go to school? Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? You're like, I'll be a chiropractor. Or did something happen or to someone or yourself and you realize chiropractic care is the way to make sure the body functions properly?
Yeah, I actually thought I was going to go to medical school. I thought originally I was really big into health and the body and sports and everything growing up. And so my mom had some health issues, and I thought, well, they're just giving her a pill for this and then another pill for that. And I'm like, well, let's find out what's really going on and fix it. So then I realized, well, it's going to be the same thing if I go to med school as I was doing on my undergrad. And got introduced to chiropractic and how it looks at the whole body and how, different areas of the spine can relate to how the nervous system's functioning. And so it
Mm-hmm.
drew me to chiropractic school. And one of the things that really resonated with me was the neurology of what's going on in the body. And so taking extra coursework outside of just regular school classes at chiropractic school, I learned so much more about how the body adapts, how the brain and nervous system are really adapting to whatever we stimulate it to do. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the chronic issues that we see are just built up of these adaptations in
Mm-hmm.
our nervous system over time. And it eventually compromises other things that we aren't using.
Mm-hmm.
And as I graduated and started my own practice because I wanted to do things differently. Chiropractic is amazing and it helps great, but I found I wanted to do a different system than the typical thing out there where people would have to keep coming regularly to fix that a problem or maintain that problem. And I was like, well, I don't want it to be like a pill where, we have to, okay, now you're on this blood pressure medication the rest of your life. Um,
Right.
I was like, well, if they've got this chronic issue, how can we get the body to adapt to make those changes? And so
Hmm.
started my own practice and had zero patients and just started growing through referrals. And what we found, a lot of the exercise and therapy things I was doing with eye movements and other balance control things that all related to that core posture system neurologically, people that would do the things I gave them, they would get better and they would stay better. And it really got at the root of a lot of the problems versus we all seem to have these tight shoulders or tight hip flexors because we're sitting so much at a computer. Um, and these things build over time and our body adapts to that because our nervous system is extremely adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I created this program that we used with clients in office, where it made it simpler for them to kind of follow this plan in getting better. And it what we found is it really related to so many things like headaches, jaw problems, even as the head goes forward. These muscles here tighten up at the base of our skull. These ones stretch out and our jaw muscles tighten up. And so we do a lot with headaches and migraines and jaw problems.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it helped people with vertigo issues, chronic tension in the neck and stress, lower back issues, our head position. If our head goes forward, it really affects our lower back. And when we're sitting all day drawn into that computer, we don't use these muscles of our lower back. Our hip flexors get shortened and tight. Our hamstrings, people say, oh yeah, my hamstrings are just always tight. Well, it's just the nervous system's adapting to what we're telling it to do all day. When we sit for the majority of our time, those muscles shorten. Our brain senses that as the new normal. And then people get injured when they go and they play their weekend sport or do an exercise when they're like, man, I don't know why I'm so tight, or my body's done this a ton of times. I don't know why I got injured doing this. I've done it a lot because it's just adapting and eventually getting compromised in those movements. And so this program we developed to really take people through a series of exercises, get them aware of what their body's doing, to get at the roots of their problems so they can fix it themselves and stay better.
Right.
And we saw those that do it got amazing results.
Well, that's really awesome. I'm gonna definitely make sure that I'll make sure I have the link on the different three exercises you're gonna share with the audience of the videos. I will do that myself. I'm really a big proponent of exactly what you're talking about, where we don't turn holistic modalities into the same thing as medicine or like Western medicine, where we're crippled to it forever. And I'll even say that to people because I'm constantly getting pitched on, hey, why don't you try this or why don't I try that? I'm like, well, how long will I have to take it? Because the whole point is I want my body to heal. And I get that we live, I know you're from Canada, but I would think it's the same as the United States, where we're constantly being bombarded with toxic overload. And so our nervous system is being compromised extra more than it ever has in human history. And so whether through our water or our food or through whatever, our body has to process that in order to continue the function more. So this posture program, does it help? Obviously it's helping us keep our body in a better state. And because our body's in a better state, I'm sure it could probably process those toxins even easier.
Yeah, and you're right. There's so many things out there, and there's things that are needed. If we're deficient in something, we need to take it. And why we focus a lot with postures, we found it to be at the root of a lot of foundationally getting that control with the body.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important too, if you don't mind, if I can step back, it's really important that people understand what posture is, but
Mm-hmm.
also what posture isn't.
Okay.
Many people hear, oh yeah, posture, it's something I need to work on. And so they sit up straight for 30 seconds and
Right.
then
Yeah,
right
because
back
when you
into the
talk about it, it's
slouch.
like, square up our
Everybody,
shoulders.
yeah, all the time when we mention it, people, oh yeah, they sit up and they pull their shoulders back. That's actually not posture in a sense of posture is using small controlled muscles, not just in the shoulders or the head, but throughout the whole core system. It's
Mm-hmm.
really what it is a system to hold us upright against gravity so we can efficiently move and stand and walk, lift things so that our body can be strong by using that muscle system unconsciously.
Mm.
So the posture system is all about um, automatically working to keep us strong and stable while we voluntarily go and pick something up, or we play a sport, or we do something.
Mm-hmm.
So when people consciously try to fix their posture and they think, oh, just sitting up straight, I need to just pull my shoulders back. There's a reason they fatigue so quickly. It's a use it or lose it principle. They haven't been using their posture system. So they use these big conscious mover muscles to move where they think it should be, but in reality, they're still not activating their postural muscles correctly. And so they fatigue really, really quick and they go back into the collapse. When we're
Hmm.
sitting, the chair
Hmm.
can do the work for us. Even just think about how you're sitting right now,
Yeah.
and you think, I already came forward again and, leaning into the chair or the desk, or, it just unconsciously, we don't even have awareness of what our body is doing
Hmm.
because it doesn't have to sit up straight or stand up straight because there's a desk to lean on, there's a chair to sit in. And so it
Hmm.
deactivates that system. And it's just so important for not just, oh, it looks better when I stand up straight, or yeah, I need to use those muscles. Where it really comes down to, and why I'm so passionate about it, is it affects our nervous system. When we sit up straight, we align our head properly, we use our core system and our and balance system properly, it lights up this frontal lobe area of our brain, which is so important for good decision making, decreasing our stress or emotional systems of our brain, and helps us to feel more confident, feel better about ourselves, and control that stress response that a lot of people hold in their shoulders. So posture is more of an unconscious awareness through our nervous system and our core system. It's not just, I need to sit up straight. And I think it's really
Yeah.
important that people understand the difference there.
Oh, that's really good. And well, I'm wondering though, is it even more beneficial to do this because as we age, we want to make sure that we have the balance that we need to be able to maneuver our bodies. So to protect ourselves from falling and stuff like that.
That's one of the leading causes as we age in disability and death in the elderly, is falls. And so
Mhm.
when we don't ever see someone that's old walking down the street with a walker or hunched over and think, oh man, that person looks really healthy. When I get older, I want to look like that. We
Right.
nobody does. We immediately associate it with poor health, but we don't do anything now
Mm-hmm.
to fix what that postural tone.
Mm-hmm.
But it immediately we can see it in someone that doesn't have good posture, that's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't we do anything about it?
Mm-hmm.
It's because those effects take time, and it's just the natural body's adaptation. We might not have pain, or we might have other symptoms that we think, oh yeah, it's because I'm stressed, or oh, it's because of this old shoulder injury, or oh, it's because of whatever. I just get these tension headaches because
Mm-hmm.
not sleeping well. But if we really look at how the whole body is adapted, and this is why I love, the chiropractor looking at the whole body, that posture system of where our head is positioned, and that has a lot to do with that balance control you were talking about, because when it's
Mm-hmm.
shifted forward, our body is working way harder unconsciously just to hold me upright. Here's a cool thing for your listeners to do. um Whether they're watching or listening, if they were to have someone take a picture of them or just look in the mirror and they just stand in their neutral positioning from the front, take a look at where your feet are positioned. A lot of people who lose postural tone, their feet will be wider and their feet toes will be turned outward. The reason for this is their head comes forward. So if they take a picture from the side and they see their head is forward over their shoulders, what happens is the center of balance can be thrown off, or if they have a shoulder tilt or things like that. So their body will naturally make that stance wider just unconsciously, but it'll also collapse the lower back muscles. And it's just the body sagging into the bone structure system to hold you upright versus this muscular nervous system in the balance system. So when we bring our feet close together, pointed straight ahead, you'll automatically start to feel your core system activate just a little bit. And so when people can feel these tiny changes, they can make big changes over a period of time. And this is one of the big things we do in our program. The very first thing is we have people do a posture analysis where we use a specialized app that they can download for free and take a picture from the front, picture from the side, and then it connects to our clinic where we analyze that. We put dots on it, and then we have a video call, and we're going to go over where that is for them and correlate that with their health and with issues that they're dealing with, and really get a good idea of what's going on and what their goal is in the program. And then we start taking them through a 10-week program where we start with focus on that head position, because that deals a lot with that balance control. If it's
Mm-hmm.
off, if you hold a bowling ball or a 5 pound weight even in your hand, and you hold it close to your body in a straight line, you can hold that up fairly well. But as soon as you start to tilt that wrist or elbow away from your body, it feels a lot heavier.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a lot more work to hold that up. So as our body or our head shifts or our body's off of that center alignment, it has to work a lot harder to maintain just simple balance.
So then you're able to help people all over the world and not just anyone where you are located. We're like most chiropractors.
And that's one of the big reasons we went online with this, is because we just saw results and we're like, how can we help more people? And
Mm-hmm.
so this program, this app allows us to professionally assess people where they submit it securely through the app. And then we do a video call. It's different than programs. If you look on YouTube, you can find, hey, do this exercise to improve your posture, and go ahead and do it. I recommend people go ahead and do that. You're still going to be limited because what you think, oh yeah, most of them are about pulling your shoulders back and down, but your head will
Mm-hmm.
still be forward. Your lower back will still be compensating because you don't know where that compensation has happened in the body. So what we do is, as we meet once a week on these video calls, we help connect your brain to what is your body doing and how should it feel. And it's like, oh, you start to get it. And people are like, I feel it now. I didn't know I could use that muscle, things like that. And then it starts to build the foundation of their core system, that now they do a push-up or they lift a box, or even just sitting in the car. They're like, I'm so much more aware of this. I'm so much stronger. One thing recently, a patient said to us, he always had lower back problems when he'd work out and exercise. And we
Mm-hmm.
halfway through this program, he's like, you know what? I did this stair climber, and normally my lower back just burns and is achy pretty quick. He's like, had no problems whatsoever. And he's like, I just focused on those muscles you talk about with these exercises. So
Mm-hmm.
it really starts to adapt pretty quickly with people as they do it and as we help them on those video calls.
That's really awesome. So, how long does like if someone was to just do the videos that that you're sharing with the audience, um, and they were just to just start there, how long does it take for them to start seeing results?
Well, if so, what we're going to give all your listeners is a link where they can get these 3 exercises that we say start here, just doing 5 minutes a day doing these, but pay attention to what you feel. Listen to the videos on what you should be activating. If you do those consistently every day, and you can even do them multiple times in your day, it all varies on the person. Health, their consistency with it, their body control. So it varies with everybody. But if they start connecting the brain, we find that even within about 3, 4 weeks, people will see big changes. The biggest problem is people don't notice the changes because it's subtly happening. Um, it's not like you'll get a big burn if you go to the gym and you haven't worked out, and now you go and you're like, oh, I was so sore in my arms or my legs for 3 days after. You, you're not necessarily going to get that. You might find it activates some new muscles and you'll feel them work differently. But to see the
Mm-hmm.
postural change, most people don't even know where they're at now. And so
Mm-hmm.
they don't feel that change go into poor posture. They don't notice it as they're working to come into better posture. They will feel stronger and they will feel more awareness. A lot of times people in the first week will say, man, I'm more aware. I notice everybody else that has poor posture, and I'm more aware when I'm sitting or when I'm driving of where I should be. So um, it can happen pretty quick.
Oh, that's awesome. So, let's just say someone, downloads everything and they connect with you. Um, what would what words of encouragement would you give them? Let's just say, okay, let me pivot a minute. You have two different groups of people. You've got me, my group, which is I don't do anything Western medicine unless I have to, right? It's like literally life-saving required. Or you got, and then polar opposite is I would never go to chiropractic care because, you know, I grew up, I literally grew up thinking that they were quacks. Forgive me for the word.
Oh,
But
that's okay.
um I don't think that now, obviously,
Hmm.
because I literally see how amazing it is for chiropractic care to allow our body to function properly. Obviously, it's hard to convince pullers of anything. But if someone's just like, I've been to a chiropractor before and they didn't help,
Hmm.
what words do you have for them? Because we all know A plus B doesn't equal C. Not every I don't know, every chiropractor that I know does not do anything the same. Not one of
Hmm.
them is the same.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for people to understand, don't give up on your healing just because you may have not had a good experience with one person. They wouldn't do it with the medical world. They would just go find a different doctor.
Yeah.
But for some
Yeah.
reason, they just write off the whole chiropractic care thing. So I'd love for you to speak some hope, encouragement in life for those who are like, I really want help, but I've been hurt
Yeah.
before.
Right. I've seen a lot of patients like that myself, where they're like, "Don't touch this," or "I'm really nervous, but so and so said I needed to come see you, so I'm here." Um, and what I tell a lot of people who are nervous or who have been to other chiros or unsure, chiropractors, chiropractic's amazing for that reason, in the fact that it really does help your nervous system heal itself and addresses more than just the neck or back. One of the great things is it allows diversity in the chiropractic world, where you can get different adaptations or new advancements because um, different thought processes in how people practice and what they focus on. And what one clinic might be great for one person might not be the same system or the same type of treatment that's going to be great for another. That also leads me to one of the most difficult things I had with chiropractic, especially going to school. I was like, I always wanted to be the best. And I wanted to know, give me the best technique, give me the best methodologies. I will do that and be the best clinician. And what I found is there's a lot of different systems out there. And it was difficult for me because I'm like, well, they can go to one place and say, oh, that's chiropractic, and go to another one and be like, are these both chiropractors? And so people ask me, oh, do you have someone to refer to for this or that? And, I'm moving. Can you send me to chiropractor? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know anyone that does what I do specifically. I've created some of my own adjustments and I do things where I've tied in a lot of training into my own system. And so it can be difficult in that regards. But I'd say, like you said, just because one experience wasn't great, there's it doesn't mean it's all going to be. And to be honest, whether it be physio, dentist, chiro, MDs, you can have a bad experience in all of them. And that doesn't mean the whole profession doesn't work. Find one that does work well with you. And that's one of the things we can do in our call too. We can counsel with you on, hey, what's going on? What do you really need? And we can help guide you to, maybe we'll do the research for you, and you need to go here. You should probably go to this clinic because I feel they might have the best resources to help you. Now, one of the things with this program that I love, when you started saying someone who's, yeah, I don't believe in chiropractic, this or that. Oh, I always just go to a chiropractor. It helps both. We've had patients come who are like, I don't want to get adjusted. That's okay. We take them through this program, and guess what? They get better.
Hmm.
they they felt so much stronger, so much better in their health. And that's why we developed it, is to empower the person to take control of their own health, which is a big um, reason and philosophy with chiropractic is it helps the body heal itself. Then let's empower it to adapt, to not be reliant on that drug or that adjustment, which you can need those things to help get the body where it needs to be, but then it needs to be strengthened or make changes to adapt to get stronger on its own. And so that's where this program comes in to really help that person take control of their health. We still encourage people, go get adjusted for wellness, just because you lost a lot of weight and got strong or are fit, don't stop going to the gym. Stay feeling great by
Mhm.
continuing to go and be healthy. This program is going to help anybody on either side of that get better, feel empowered, to continue on that health journey.
That's so awesome. Well, I would love for you already gave everybody encouragement and you're offering them these videos, but is there anything else you'd like to share with them that maybe they have forgotten?
Yeah. One of the big things, that people, when they try to fix their posture, they sit up with shoulders. We kind of mentioned this before. One of the things I want them to do, is, and we go through this in the program, but help them dissociate the whole body movement with our shoulders and get used to just focusing on the head, the core, and relaxing the shoulders. It's subtle movements, but it can make big differences when we have the awareness. So those that are sitting a chair or at a computer all day, if they have a backrest or even use a wall, what I encourage your listeners to do, and yourself, is sit up in that chair, sit your butt back into that chair, put your head up and push back into the headrest. Or if you're on a wall, just stand tall with your head against the wall and try to, most people, if they have poor posture, their nose will stick up and they'll be looking down their nose so that their chin is tilted up to try to get their head back against the wall. So what you want to do is try to keep your eyes, ear, in a straight line looking forward as you pull your head back. Then take a breath in, feel your shoulders relax while your spine stays long, so that it's not all shoulders and then relax and everything collapses again. Be tall through the head, relax your shoulders, feel it against the wall, and especially those that are driving. So every time you get in the car, feel the headrest with your head, set your chair in a comfortable position. You don't want to overwork it, but you want to just feel that headrest, then relax your shoulders. Then set your mirrors. So if you're in the car, set your mirrors in that position, because then as soon as you start to slouch, you'll be like, oh man, that wasn't very long. I need to change my position again. The more we
Mhm.
have those reminders, the more we use these muscles, the more we are aware that we need to adapt, we need to make a change. And it slowly adapts over time to make big changes.
That's so awesome. Well, my gosh, thank you so much, Dr. Hill, for sharing your heart with us today. To our listeners, remember your story isn't over. And the thing is, what's really cool about what Dr. Hill is doing, it's actually his vocation, his calling. So he moved something that he experienced growing up and made it into something that he could serve the world. And remember, you are not disqualified by what you've been through. Remember, with Jesus Christ, you are healed, whole, and called. Thanks again.
Thank you.
If today's conversation stirred something in you, a memory, a question, or a quiet sense of calling, I invite you to honor that. You can follow Healed, Whole, Called on the platform you're listening on. And if this episode resonated, leaving a review helps these conversations reach others who may need them. If you know someone walking a similar path, consider sharing this episode with them. And if you're carrying a story or testimony and feel a nudge to do something more with it, the Story Discernment Guide was created for you. It's a reflective resource designed to help you pause, pray, and gain clarity before taking any next step. You can access it at storycalling.info. Thank you for being here and for stewarding what you've been given.